very proud to have received the award. It means a huge amount to get recognition from fellow professionals and fellow players. You spend a lot of time playing alongside and against them, and for them to vote for me is really quite humbling, to be honest. And as well, to look at the names on that trophy, a lot of my heroes growing up as a kid are on there, so real privilege to be alongside them in that respect. So yeah, chuffed really.
Obviously here today with that trophy that comes obviously on the back of a lot of hard work, a lot of success on the pitch. Like, how pleased have you been with the whole year, really?
Yeah, I felt I batted quite nicely. I felt in good touch, a good understanding of how I wanted to score my runs, whether it be the start of the year in Asia or back home. I felt like I found some good rhythm and clarity in how I was going to go and play, and managed to execute pretty well. So it's been a wonderful year of cricket, some good hard test matches in particular, and thoroughly enjoyable as well. So some really close games, and to have played against the two best teams in the world and to have scored some runs is obviously gives you a lot of confidence even as an experienced player. So yeah, I'm really pleased in that respect.
I was going to say that the quality of test matches, it feels we've had obviously a lot of good cricket over the past few years, but often the test matches can be one way or another. But this year it just seems to be such high quality throughout and evenly balanced.
It was. I think the majority of the games were very evenly balanced, and on a couple of occasions we fell away quite quickly and had a bad hour, which cost us. But you look at that Headingley Test match, I think it's a real template for us moving forward as a team. I thought we were outstanding. We did everything that we set out to do in that game, and it's something that we just got to be more consistent at and repeat time and time again. But as you say, to play against two of the strongest teams in Test cricket and to go toe to toe with them as we did, and for a lot of the time play the majority of the cricket is really pleasing. It's just about now, can we go that step further and be a little bit more ruthless when it really counts.
And top consistency, obviously, to win this award, that's something you have to be as an individual as well. What was it like? 'Cause obviously you weren't been on a couple of good runs, obviously, against Sri Lanka and India, and then obviously India again back home. Like, what do you put that consistency down to in terms of backing up big scores?
I think clarity in how I wanted to play. I think experience as well, probably. There's been periods in my career where I've struggled to convert starts and 50s and not really made those big contributions to help setting up games to win, and felt like I had a better mindset and a better way of trying to manage that within the test matches this year. So hopefully that's something that I can continue now. I felt very hungry. You look at it was a real bumpy year at the start of the year. You look at the games that we had, the amount of test cricket that we had in particular, and still what's to come potentially in Australia. It's one of those years you do want to, you're playing some high level teams, and the biggest stage, Australia away in an Ashes series. So it's a year you want to be performing and you want to be ready for, and that gave me a lot of drive and hunger to make sure that I was trying to give myself the best chance to perform strongly.
And obviously it's been noticed as well, obviously, by the test rankings, getting back up there. You've been there before, a couple of years not there, but does that show you as well, give you confidence that, look, you kind of are back to up there where you want to be? You want to be one of the best in the world, don't you?
Of course you do, of course you do. I think more than anything, it's always nice to see your name up there at the top of the tree and stuff, but ultimately it's about winning for England. It's about putting in big performances that win your test matches, and we've found a couple of occasions this year. It's the best feeling when you walk off a field and you've won a series or a game and contributed towards that heavily. It's a really proud feeling and something that you want to keep replicating. So I think that more than anything is a real driving force, and if you're doing that, then you will be there or thereabouts with some of the better players in the world.
Yeah, and obviously doing that, whilst being captain, obviously there's a lot on your shoulders, and there's always decisions to be made. Is that something that you feel over time as well that you've got better at, almost separating that, when you're the captain and when you're actually just Joe Root the batter?
Yeah, I think they're always going to be hand in hand slightly. I think I've obviously been captain for a good while now, and it's something that I've not always managed to juggle that well. But I say that with experience you do learn to manage things slightly differently and find ways of that work for you. It has helped that I've been in some really good form and I felt at ease with my game, and I've not had too much clouding my mind when I've walked to the crease in terms of my actual batting itself, which just has allowed me to go and play. And I think that more than anything has been a big factor in some of the success I've had, is just like that freedom in my mind to react to the ball and back myself under pressure, not be afraid to take them on and in the right way. Just try and be the best version of myself when I'm playing well. I'm putting pressure back on the bowlers, but that doesn't mean crashing it out of the ground, but making it hard for them to hold length and be busy as much as possible. So I felt I got a good balance of that this year.
And how important is that going to be over the next few months? Obviously, just came out the back of playing, statistically the best 2 teams in the world based on the last couple of years, and then down under. Is that important, like you said, in terms of trying to get on top?
Yeah, I think it's understanding the conditions, the challenges that playing in Australia represents. They've got a very good attack, a very good record in their own conditions, especially against us. So it's going to be a brilliant challenge, one that we should relish, we should look forward to. It's a great tour, and but it's one that we're capable of having success on, and that we shouldn't shy away from. We should really front up to it and know that when we're at our best, then absolutely we can compete out there. Just got to be real clear on what to expect, what to face, and then go and do it with a smile.
Obviously, you will be personally going into that series obviously full of confidence, weren't you? Like you said, you've come into that, you're in a really good place. You think that you're going there full of confidence? Personally,
absolutely, yeah. I feel like I'm playing some really good cricket, and it'd be great to get out there and hopefully get off to a fast start as a team, and obviously personally as well. But we've just very much look forward to those big series. They're what it's about. It's something that we've been planning for a good while, and certainly as a player, it's the one series you want to be involved in, you want to play in, and you're desperate to win.
And just on this award, touching on it, obviously it's not just England form. Obviously, like I said, played a fair bit for Yorkshire where you can and always do. Is that something you really enjoy when you slot back into the Yorkshire changing room?
Yeah, it's I always enjoy playing those county cricket games. It's obviously a slightly different role I'd probably play in that team to the international teams, but it's one that I really enjoy. There's some very good young players at the club, and it's nice to see them. Obviously not ever present, so you come back at different stages, and you see them develop and grow as players, and watch them progress. And there's been some wonderful performances from some of the young lads at the club, and it's great to see.
And do you enjoy going back and contributing? Obviously, to play quite a number of county championship matches, quite a few T20 games as well, to get some runs and contribute to your county.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love the game, man. It's great to have that opportunity to play, and I think county cricket is such an important part, and talking about Test cricket, county cricket needs to be as strong as it can be if we're going to have a successful Test team, and it's great to see it when international players come back in and are committed to playing it, because it really does strengthen things for the Test match team as well. Something that I thoroughly enjoy doing, and hopefully will continue to keep happening in years to come.
Harry Brook, winning the PCA Men's Young Player of the Year. Just how pleased are you at that?
Yeah, I thoroughly deserved it. As I mentioned, there's been some brilliant performances from some young lads at Yorkshire, and Harry's right at the front of all of that. He's been consistent across the formats. Had a brilliant 100 as a young player coming into that team. Some big names in there, and he's probably, I think he was their leading run scorer, wasn't he? So along with a brilliant T20 campaign and in the championships, scored some big runs. So really pleasing for him. He's worked very hard at his game. He's got good head on young shoulders, good cricket brain, even though he's a little bit dozy off the field. But he's a cracking lad, and I'm really pleased for him.
And obviously he adds to that name of young players that have gone on and you know, you look at the Young Players Award that was introduced in 1990, I think Mark Atherton was the first one, and so many of them have gone on to have successful international careers. Do you think Harry's got potential to go on and do that?
Yeah, he's certainly got potential if he keeps making strides as he has done over the last couple of years. You know, his challenge will be to continue the way he's been playing and continue that progression. But he's certainly hungry enough and determined enough to do it. You know, he's desperate to keep having success and to become as good as he possibly can. He's got great work ethic and he's very talented. So he's got a number of things in his corner there that will serve him very well in his goal to become an international player. And you know, good luck to him. I really hope that he manages to go on and do that.
And the award he's picked up today, 2012, obviously it was you stood there picking up that award. Can you remember it well?
Yeah, I can actually. It was a great season for a number of reasons. But you know, I remember not long after that getting on a flight to India on my first test tour, and it's amazing how quickly things can happen. So as you mentioned, it can be a great way into international cricket for those young players, and it certainly was for me, off the back of some good county performances. And you know, it was something I was extremely proud of at the time, to have achieved that and to get that recognition from around the county circuit was something I still treasure extremely dearly.
And there's only been 7 to do the double. Ben Duckett did them both in 1 year, but yeah, there's only been 7 players that have managed to win the Young Player and Players Player. That must give you a satisfaction, like you say, quite humbling, the fact your players have represented and recognised you over a number of years. Yeah,
as I say, to get that from fellow professionals is obviously very humbling. I think that's probably the best way of describing it. There's so much cricket throughout the year, and there's been so many wonderful performances across different formats, and to have got that recognition, I'm very proud of that. And it's great to see the country have such strength in depth across the game, and hopefully that can continue to keep progressing and improving, and you know that other players like myself can really appreciate what a wonderful feeling it is when you get that recognition from your peers.
Yeah, and we've seen, surprisingly, you're only the 3rd Yorkshire player to go on and win that behind Michael Vaughan and Adam Lyth as well. Is that nice to follow in their footsteps?
Yeah, obviously Michael Vaughan is a 10, 12-year-old kid. I think probably the year that he won it, he was a big idol of mine, from the same club, from the same city. So, of course, it's a great privilege to be alongside those guys, along with some other wonderful players across the years. You know, you look at some of those names, and they're all players that I'd look up to and respect and want to emulate. So, yeah, extremely proud.
Just finally, I want to find a few questions. Obviously, this year, one of the best things about cricket was, you know, you actually performing in front of people. You know, getting that buzz back. Obviously, you look at Old Trafford last year and what that could have been like if there'd have been fans in there.
And this year.
Yeah. And then, obviously, now to have them head-in-lay, obviously, you know what the Yorkshire crowd's like when you're roaring England on to a big win. Just what was that like, having them back in the crowd?
Well, we missed it so much. As players, it's that atmosphere that's created, especially in Test matches in England, is it's unrivaled, really. And you know, I had that wonderful experience of the Headingley Test match in 2019 when Ben won us that game on his own. Well, with Leachy, that partnership there was incredible, and the atmosphere created within that ground is something that I never thought we'd get to see again. And you know, almost when it's not there anymore, you really do appreciate it. And this summer to have that back and to see, you know, full stadiums again willing you on it does give you a huge boost as a side, and we're so wonderfully supported wherever we go, home and away. But yeah, we certainly felt the benefits of it, and are extremely grateful for the support that we get.
And just finally, obviously Cinch, as you're well aware, obviously huge partners within English cricket and other PCA, obviously helping with the awards. What's your kind of words on their support of English cricket and the PCA?
No, it's obviously wonderful to get their support. You know, it means a huge amount that an organisation like the PCA is supported properly. It does wonderful things for past, present and future players, and we're extremely grateful for that. So for them to be supporting the PCA, it means a great deal to us.